Now we're going to the last artist statement, and it's by Dolven. She's a well-known Norwegian visual artist that's been working internationally for several years. And her talk is going to be about seeing the situations both from the outside and from the inside of the Norwegian art scene. Please welcome.
With my signature, A.K. Dolven. And here I am, in pink, under my sculpture. In Folkestone in England, it's a permanent piece. And it's been quite interesting to have the artist name A.K. Dolven. This was recently, and it was a lot of people at the opening, lots of people around the sculpture, really crowded. And it was a successful work, and I was very happy, but no one talked to me. And in the end, I went up, there were some really important creators and people there. I knew them were very important, so I said, hello, I'm the artist. What? You thought it was a man? I don't know if it's because the sculpture is 20 meters high, columns have 100 tons weight, and 30 meters apart, the pillars. So it's been quite fun. But picking up the wrist, my friend, she told me earlier, Anne-Katrine, you have to tell you are a woman in your name. And I never thought about that. I came from a country where half of the government were women. We had Gro Harlem Brundtland, and very naive, I thought, we don't have that problem in UCPP. And she had taken, you know, because she took the name Pippi from Pippi Langström, Astrid Lindgren. Well, I stick to my name, A.K. Dolven. I'm very happy for that, because a lot of funny stories. The next story I will tell, I went to Berlin. I'm educated in Oslo. I went to Berlin in '88, very lucky with a residency in Kunsthaus Britannien. And with my 5-year-old daughter then, I just finished my education. I started my education when my daughter was 3 months old, and I worked the whole time with the child. And I came to Britannien, and first of all I asked, where's the kindergarten? because it was very practical to have it close to the studio, you know. So, what? Do you have a child? You didn't say that in the application, and they were really angry with me. There haven't been any artist here with a child before. And I looked around, there were a lot of men with wives and children. A year later, after having a really good and very productive year, I had some work in an art fair in Stockholm. And this, the telephone rang, and it was Folkedie, a well-known gallerist who also started the Berlin Art Fair, a really important person. And he said he would very much like to look at Dolven's work. And I, in my very bad German, said, "Herzlich willkommen," and alles okay. And he knocked at the door, and I opened, and he smiled, and very charming, and so on. He said, "So where is Dolven?" "It's me." We went to the studio, and I said, "Sorry, I don't have women in my gallery." So what I really wanted to talk about is, I tried, it's very, very difficult to have only 15 minutes with you. I wish I had much more time. And recently, I'm also a professor at the Art Academy in Oslo, and I stopped there after 6 years now in a month. And when I started 6 years ago, as far as I know, I was the 5th or 6th female professor in the country of Norway in 100 years. We have a few more now, so in business listening. So, what do I do? It was a very male-dominated school, with especially in theory, leadership. We had no female thinkers and teachers in philosophy and theory from women. So I thought very quietly, what can I do here? I don't tell anybody, but I invite one major international female artist each semester. I've done that. And I introduced female thinkers and in theory and so on. So that's what I just do. I thought I couldn't really talk about it. I'm very happy that the Queen loudly said she's a feminist, because in Norway people have huge difficulties to say they are feminists. You can just cross the border to Sweden and it's an actual, we're all feminists. It's about human rights, come on.
Not any longer.
So, not after this weekend here, but how many are here? So, I show you this snapshot from my iPhone. I gave a talk in the academy. It was very important for me to be able to do this and be more personal. I find it always difficult as an artist, it's private, personal, and so on, and being a woman and all that. So I wanted to. I had 3 hours lectures where I really spoke through all these things with the students and teacher present. And I show this picture because it's. I try to focus from now on to talk about one thing. Okay. Rätt till en fortid, rätt till en nåtid och rätt till en framtid. And it's basic human rights. Right to a past, right to a present, and right to a future. And, when I read the thesis of my students, I find quite often they write about contemporary art from then till then, and they haven't mentioned one female artist. This is quite interesting. I'm Norwegian, so I try to talk from my point of view, but I lived 10 years more or less in Berlin, 15 years in England, and but I try now to speak as a Norwegian artist, seeing Norway both from inside and outside. So I go into our local magazine, like Billedkunst. Some of you don't know, but everyone else knows this magazine. And it's not from this, but the last issue before that. Can you remember this picture? Any of you? Mm-hmm. Did you read who were on the picture? Any notice? It's from 1881, and it's artists. It's a big exhibition with artists, and of course you can see it's nothing new. We've always been there, women. The women are there. It's nothing new today. They've always been there. It's just we are not part of the history, as we've heard many times today. And I read, with the little text there, it says, Richard Berg, Anders Zorn, Fritz Tauner, Oscar Gustav Hjort, Prins Herschel, Carl Larsson, And then it's mentioned one woman, Alexandra Lassens, and who she was married to and who she was later married to. I don't know if did any of you notice that when you read this? No? But you remember the image? Okay. So, is that right? We have a right to a past. Is it right? Of course, these women on that picture, they're artists. They're not the lovers or servants or cleaners for the men. This book, I hope many of you know this book. Do you? How many know this book? One?
You showed it to me.
Is it true? I'm really sorry it's not in English. But it's Italian curator, Leah, what's her name? Leah Virgin, you heard about her? Well-known Italian. She loved with it, John Jonas. Anyway, this book, as you can see, it's pretty used. I scanned it, but I have it with me here today. And I got it in 1988. And I love this book, it's always with me. And my daughter gave it to all her friends. And can you write it down and order it on Amazon and spread it around and give it to all the people you love, okay? This is the other half of the avant-garde, 1910 to 1930. And it doesn't talk one word about feminism, actually. It just shows us they were there. They were in the Cubism, Futurism. You know, it's proper art history. Yeah? And I thought, I should try now, instead of 1 minute silence for this woman, I should do 2 minutes name dropping, okay? And forgive me, because it's international, and these names are not spoken about, so I'm sure I pronounce them really badly, but I want to give you 2 minutes with these names, okay? And when I had this seminar with the students, we just passed the book around and then picked by randomly some of these names and read about them. Some have been in the Venice Biennale several times, they've been in Documenta, they made the most important manifest, they've been performance artists in New York for a decade, you know, or 2 or 3. It's fantastic artists. And we should get this translated to English. Okay. Can someone count 2 minutes? Yeah? I think I just start with futurism.
Okay, start. Vi er klare.
Klar?
Ja.
So yes. Skip the autumn, actually. Futurism, Sinjakova, The St. Point, Gontjarova, Exter, Rosa, Stepanova, Salkova, Uldanova, Rosanova, Prestvi, Popova, Angelucci, Kominazzini, Danko, Boguslalavskaya, Jamojeva, Fizira, Regina, Benedetta, Mön, Kriagna, as you can see, I need glasses actually. Kogan, Kansi, Enter, Sader, no, I don't. Sanders, Yemen, Shakespeare, Sackler-Carré, Van Ries, Idelson, Henry, Kahn, Clausen, Dada, von Freikamp, Lungehoven, Rocher, Thiese, Nash, Roades, Ernst Meyer, Stenis, Hög, Duchamp, Wood, Höhler, Knutsson. Abstract Kunst, Tor Donaz, Delaney, Tauberat, Foster, Moss, Nicholson, Sanover, Bergman, Schei, Nick, Borjavik, Kubro, Klien, Lassan, Beruto, Steiner, Vicherova, Temerson, Braadlie, Da Silva, Löwensberg, Waldeberg, Accardi. 2 minutes?
Nej.
Den har startat. Förverkligar Mynter, Bossi, Beli, Lesnai, Brublik, Grandenetti, Mancuso, Bigman, De Angelis, Pascarosa, Morino.
2 minuter.
Yeah, okay? Yeah. I had very early some fun with this name dropping, very secret. I never had any talk in a seminar about feminism. So it's one thing I did already when I discovered this book in 1988. I made this painting, it's 2 meters 50 something by 150. And it's called A Forgotten Fountain in Cloud, brackets, homage Regina Benedetta. So I just give sometimes the work a homage to one of these women. And then you get the art critic and they write about the work, and they're desperate not to be stupid. So they really look up this name, and it works. So I would love if you could follow up that idea, okay? Spread them around, get this book, yeah? But then, I must say, the last I read here was about abstraction. And in my education, I didn't know very few abstract female artists. And also when I talk to my students and their references, of course today I know many. Then you know this series of books here. Whitechapel Gallery, yes, you know. Many know them. This book, this is the future. This is now. It's about abstraction, and it's a fantastic series of books that Whitechapel Gallery in London produced, and it's in every artist bookshop all over the world. It's even not even, because we have a fantastic place in Oslo called Kunstnernes, and it's there, I saw the other day. So, and it's written on our own, I say Scandinavian, Maria Lind, and our own Ina Blom is very active in this book. So, on the other day, I thought it was a really interesting, long chapter. Why abstract art? By Kirk Vanderbilt. You know him? Yeah? You know. Yeah, so it's a long essay about abstract art. So, I read the essay. And in this we have Light in the Future. This is the book our students will read, in the next generations. I read the whole chapter and think, did I read about any woman here? And it's mentioned 3 times. And it's a really interesting essay where you write about the influence they had with other intellectual discourses, shows, and so on. First time is Eva Helseth, mentioned as a feminist. The word has to be, then she's only a feminist. That's nothing more about her, just a feminist. The second time a woman is mentioned here is because the writer talks about the shape in an abstract painting and the color, and he says the color reminds of Aunt Annie's purse. So that's the second time a woman is mentioned. The third time the author mentioned a beautiful grey, and I think he must love his wife very much, because he says, my wife, which is artist. He doesn't mention the name of his wife. He said, "Oh, these pictures so and so," and describes a great one. I was so angry. It was late at night. I called my boyfriend, and I was I just cried. I was I thought it was so shocking. This is, this is the future. So, how many minutes? This 1 minute. Okay, then I stop and I will show you, refer to when I came to Berlin, and I said it was very hard to actually be present as a mother and an artist, so I separated. I was very happy when Annika Ström on the poster, when she had the residency in Jaspis, had this picture with her newborn baby on the front of it. Things have moved on, but they have not. Let's see, the video is just 1.5 minutes long, from Annika Ström did when she was a guest professor in the Art Academy in Oslo 2 years ago.
Hamburgerband och i Berlin producerades 40 soloutställningar de senaste 10 åren, varav 28 var med män och 12 åren mellan 2004 och 2008 var det 4 soloutställningar med kvinnor och 21 av män på Astrid Färgmuseet i Oslo. Av 61 soloutställningar på Trädgården i London var 15 av kvinnliga konstnärer. På inledningsutställningen i museum Braadlie i München visades 24 konstnärers verk, varav 1 var kvinna. På centennial i London producerades 16 soloutställningar, varav 4 kvinnor. Mellan 2000 och 2008 47 solutställningar och 6 till Trädgårdens samling förvärvades 2007 till 2008 174 konstverk och 16